Back at Darlington Raceway. Now the spot shadow shows the green flag was waving as the lead cars came by on this caution flag, signifying that the pits were indeed open. The green flag is waving. By goes Ward Burton, by goes Johnny Benson, and the other cars peel off now and will come down and pit as they see the green flag waving, and they make their stop. But Benson and Burton have to come in the next time by.
Man, that's a tough break with those guys. But the green flag was out. Wouldn't you agree, Ned?
Yeah, I would agree. It looked like the green flag was waving. Maybe they saw somebody else out. Maybe there's a fan out there waving a red flag or something. I don't know.
They might have been looking at the wrong spot. I mean, it might not have been the spot they were looking at, as a matter of fact. There we see green flag.
Green flag, restart lap 53. The caution for 4 laps.
And Mark Martin now is the leader of the race. And on that pit stop, he's the leader. There he goes by Jeff Fuller, the 47, the Sunoco car. Mark Martin is the second car in line, and there's Kevin LePage, the Teddy Bear, Vermont Teddy Bear car, trying to get a lap back. Just Mark to get underneath him up in the corner. Yes. Now Larry Pearson is the second place car. There he is.
Hold your line. Got a whole mess up here. Hold your line.
That's like been Jeff Fuller's spotter. Hey, hold your line. You got a whole mess up here.
Hold your line now.
Jeff Fuller, a rookie here in Busch competition. Now Mike Wallace pulls out and sees Fuller in
Hold
front
your
of him.
line.
Now where do I go? I got Fuller in front of me. Yeah, Wallace.
Okay, go up.
You heard Fuller's spotter say, go up, and that's what he did.
Okay, you still got one right behind you. There you go. Good job. Hold your line.
Yeah, whole mess up is right.
Hold that line, buddy. Hold that line.
That's sort of Darlington 101, isn't it?
I'm telling you. You see Jeff Green, the 3.
Hold the line there. Doing good.
Jeff's got to be wondering. Of course, he can see in his mirror that there's still a lot of cars coming up.
Stay in the gas now. Stay in the gas. Still there. Hold that line. There.
There's that Curtis Marker pulled down there behind him, and he's going to get passed by a lot of cars up there on the outside.
Gas now. Come up. Stay line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Okay, come up.
There's the Fina car of Jimmy Spencer, car number 20.
He's coming back from the position, Jerry.
Craven to the car number 2, the DuPont Chevrolet right in front of him. And Craven will make a run inside of Kenny Wallace for the position. Looks to be 14th and 15th spot.
Yes, Spencer's moved up a little bit since he was being shown as 20th. So obviously right there behind him.
Mark Martin is the leader. Has about a 6-car length advantage over Larry Pearson. There they are. And Martin really stretching it out a little bit now.
He was able to get rid of the lap traffic a little bit quicker than Larry Pearson was. So Larry picking his way up through there. But right now it looks like Larry's car is working better. I'm sure they made an adjustment on it when he made the pit stop. Looks like it's working better than one before the caution.
There's Phil Parsons trying to get by Jason Keller for 3rd place. Right behind them is Bedowa and Rick Wilson. So this is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Phil had a good pit stop. Got up in the top 5 and is running well, as you say, trying to take over 3rd. He gets a run coming off the turn. Let's see. He's going to be able to make the pass.
And he pulls it off, and now Tim Bedowa looks beneath Jason Keller, the 55 car. That would be for 4th place. And Rick Wilson is with Bedowa. And they shuffle Keller back to 6th.
And he don't need to look real hard because Mike Wallace is right behind him for he's in 7th spot. Jason's car is just not working like he did before the pit stop.
toward the front edge, continuing that charge, even though he bounced off the wall in the early laps, is Jimmy Spencer.
It doesn't seem to affect the handling of the car. He was a little apprehensive for a few laps after he hit the wall. I know he could knock sheet metal in on the fender, or, I mean on the tire or whatnot.
But now, that's Jimmy Spencer. Let's just go all the way back almost to the very rear as we see Kenny Wallace. And there comes Ward Burton and Johnny Benson. The cars that were running 1 and 2 in the caution flag way. Ned, don't you know they're just gritting their teeth because they had to lead and on a caution flag went to the rear.
Yeah, that has to be frustrating, no doubt. And you wonder, what did they see when they said they saw the red flag was still out and they thought that the road was closed? So they went around another lap, everybody else came in, and that's why they were at the back of the pack.
There's Nemechek and Bobby Dotter. Ward is trying to get his run and can't quite do it.
Let's update the top 15 as they're running right now in our field summary. Mark Martin being shown as the leader. You're riding along with his roof cam. Larry Pearson, Bill Parsons, Speedo, Rick Wilson, Jason Keller, Mike Wallace, Mike McLaughlin, Jeff Green, and Randy LaJoie in the top 10.
And there we see Nemechek going by Dotter. Ward Burton goes by. Benson's going to get a run. Car wiggled a little bit, but he will get the spot away.
Well, our defending series champion didn't have a very long day either, unfortunately, and David Green is standing by with John Kernan.
Jerry, as you can say for David Green, it's been that kind of a year. David, the crew working on the car, what happened?
Well, trying to race the racetrack, you know, and we ran up on 2-lap cars going into 3, and I thought for sure they had watched the mirror, but they run us all over the track, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place car myself. Went in the corner and had him cleared, and he decided to take the whole racetrack again. So, you know, here at Darlington, it all takes a little bit. Guys are working hard to get it back out there, but day's all over, really.
That'll be the 9th DNF this year for David Green. Talk about a miserable year. They just cannot catch a break here in 1995.
Man, 9 times.
Points leader, Johnny Benson. If you wonder why we haven't mentioned Chad Little, it's because if you just joined us, Chad Little was involved in a wild incident early on as Benson nearly misses the back of Bishop's car. But Chad Little is still behind the wall trying to get his Harris Teeter Ford repaired and get back out there. He came into this race just 29 points behind Benson in the point standings.
Steve Grissom in that blue car is not handling very good there right now. As Terry Labonte slows even more in his car down the front straightaway. He'll probably be taking his car.
And you can see as they're working on Chad Little's car, just a severe damage that was done to the Harris Teeter Ford when he landed the inside wall. Well, Bill Parsons about to lose a spot as Speedo gets underneath him, and Rick Wilson gets underneath him, and then both those cars will go by.
That's 3rd position. Parsons held it. Maybe something's wrong with Bill Parsons. Losing 3 spots in less than a straightaway.
Once he got out there on the outside, and they just come right on by, he wasn't going to take him to try to duck back in front of somebody. That was smart driving.
And we'll show you the distance to our leader, Mark Martin. There is Mark Martin. The Winn-Dixie Ford Thunderbird. Martin started back in 5th position. He leads Larry Pearson, Tim Speedo, Rick Wilson, and Mike Wallace. Back in a moment. Back at Darlington Raceway, he's won 2 in a row here in this Labor Day Classic Race 200, trying for the 3-peat in Busch Series competition.
Boy, it took a lot of confidence to do what he did early in the race. The car was not handling the way he wanted it to. I'm talking about Mark Martin. There's Larry Pearson who's running 2nd. Here's a battle for position as Randy LaJoie goes on the inside of Jeff Green, takes position. There's Jimmy Spencer coming right up too, so he's going to take the position also from Jeff Green. Though what I was saying about Mark Martin, came in during an early caution period and made adjustments on the car and had all of that traffic to go through, and boy, it's so easy to get in trouble when you're back there in that pack. But he had a lot of confidence in himself and in the car that he could come back up through, and sure enough he did.
And a lot of confidence in his racetrack that there would be more caution flags to help him catch up.
Sure.
And they were.
Well, Terry Labonte has had to call it a day, unfortunately, and I think Kyle Petty has caught up with him. Kyle?
No, I hadn't caught up with him. He's on the backstretch where I'm going to be tomorrow. He just pulled in over there because that's where they keep the Busch cars. But he lost a cylinder early in the race. He decided to keep running until he could get to that first caution to see if a plug wire or something was off. It wasn't. He ran a little bit longer. He lost another cylinder. He said, look, I'm racing 6 cylinders against 8, guys. I got to do this again tomorrow. I'm not going to hang around out here. So he's parked it on the backstretch and he's headed to the house.
Good point.
And then they're pushing the P4 car behind the wall, too. He had a good qualifying run here. Started in the 14th position, the Farmer's Choice Chevrolet, but is out of the race now.
There was Steve Fiedler going by Rick Wilson, also Mike Wallace.
We are told that Phil Parsons has reported to David Epps, his crew chief, that the car has gotten very loose, and that's the reason we've seen him drop back. He was running in 3rd spot a moment ago, and has lost about 3 or 4 positions.
I see Fraser Johnson on the side of that car. No, he didn't lose his sponsor. That's another company name, Luxair Fraser Johnson, same company.
Oh, I see. We're a couple laps away from halfway. 74 laps will be half of 147.
It is.
Well,
the way you figure, huh?
with this playing right out here close anyway. And they will give him the halfway mark next time by. Johnny Benson, you see, started 3rd, is trying to make his way back up through the pack. Kenny Wallace there.
And he will take over that 15th spot, or 14th, I guess. Wallace continues his great run towards the front as he's right behind Tim Fiedler, trying to take over that spot.
That's for 3rd position. And here is Craven going by Phil Parsons, who we are told has an ill-handling race car. Not the place you want to have a loose race car. I mean, you wouldn't want to have one anywhere, but particularly not here.
What they tell that guy a while ago, Ned? Jeff Fuller, there's a whole wad up behind you.
Yeah.
Bill, there's a whole wad up behind you. Meanwhile, Spencer and Randy LaJoy at the back end of that battle. McLaughlin, and let's see, there's 75, Rick Wilson, Craven. Now let's go see what's happening with Mike Wallace as he tries to get by 70. The 55 can't make it.
Not yet. That's 3rd position. The 55.